Hi everyone, I'm Nigel Poulton and welcome to this week's Kubernetes Moment. So on this week's episode, I've got Chris Colotti. Chris, we're here at KubeCon 2019, and just to actually give us a quick bit of background, Chris. This is your first KubeCon, right?
First KubeCon. Been in the IT industry for just about 20 years. Was a system administrator. Early part of my career, worked at VMware for 10 years. Been around the storage space the last couple of years. So.
Okay, so very similar to my background, actually. Not a developer.
No,
right?
No. You don't want me coding.
Right. Okay. So what brings you to KubeCon then?
So my team came to get some education because the company that I work for now, we actually run Kubernetes on our platform as part of our app framework. So we came to learn more about Kubernetes itself, so we understood more about how the apps that are in our environment will function. So we actually went to your one-on-one class on Sunday just to get a rough idea of what this is all about. I've got a little bit of container background. I run some container stuff at home, but basic Docker stuff.
Okay, so first KubeCon, not a developer, and you've come here to KubeCon to learn. Yeah. So you come to my 101 session the day before the event starts, and the idea behind the day zero events is to sort of help people or provide opportunities to put on things like workshops and stuff to help people that are new, maybe to Kubernetes and to the event. But it seems like, and I totally get what you're potentially going to say here, it seems like that's not enough, right? So you took the 101, we kind of tried to get you up to speed as much as possible, but then you start hitting the sessions and tell us about that.
Yeah, so from my perspective as a real noob, right, a lot of sessions are good. They have an assumption that the person in the audience has a lot more understanding of the framework and Kubernetes itself, because they go right into the use case, right? So I sat through a network, and I tend to feel I'm fairly educated on networking. I mean, I do a lot of networking stuff on the side, but the session I went to was all about Kubernetes networking, and I think it was one of Lyft's sessions, and it was great information, but it felt like it was way up here because it was a lot of terminology and a lot of things that I hadn't seen yet. So I don't know if that's my fault because I didn't do any. I'm trying to figure out, was I supposed to do stuff ahead of time before I came here? Because literally, I'm greenfield. Yeah,
sure. And I think that's difficult. So just like, from my perspective, I think I've been to like maybe 5 KubeCons now, and I have felt quite a lot in the past that KubeCon, or the kind of people that attend KubeCon, like writing Kubernetes code and are writing applications on Kubernetes and that go into the Kubernetes and cloud native ecosystem. So the people that come along, like they know Kubernetes really well, and that's always the case with conferences. I think when something is new, the people that come along got loads of experience and are writing the code themselves. Then as the event matures, it starts bringing in people from enterprises and stuff like that. And I feel a little bit like we're reaching that, I don't want to call it a tipping point, but we're reaching a point at KubeCon where it's starting to bring in more people that are probably, if you don't mind me saying, like yourself.
No offense taken.
No, not intended.
Well, but, I mean, so what's the numbers I heard? But it started at 400 people, then it was 6,000 people, and now it's 12. So you're at 12,000 people, which I think when I went to my first VMworld in 2006, that was maybe 7,000 or 8,000 people, right? So it's definitely grown very quick, and I think that's part of the challenge is you are bringing people who want to be educated about it, but know nothing. And I personally, and we talked about this on Twitter a little bit, I like to do the networking part and meet people, but then learn. Like sitting in front of a computer, just doing a online course. It's to get the interaction and ask questions.
Yeah, and that's the power of an event like this. Yeah. Now, I don't want to draw too many comparisons here with DockerCon, but I know that in the past, like DockerCon has had these tracks that have sort of really helped you pick what's appropriate for you. At the one extreme end, they have like the black belt tracks, and if you're going along to a black belt session, right, you need to know a bit of Docker. Right, but then they would have like the beginners track as well. So you could like look at plan the sessions you want to attend, and if you're really new to it, you just like filter on what's like for people who are new to the event and new to the technology, And it'll cover all the things, like you'll have a networking session and a storage session and a, how to build this and how to do that, but really aimed at people that, when you're presenting, you can't make any assumptions that they already, give a session on networking and just throw in CNI right at the start and not explain what it is and expect people. Exactly, right. But that's the kind of thing that we do if you're not sure of where your audience is on a technical level. You kind of sort of pitch it to them. Well, I would pitch it to the middle, and you have the potential to miss a load of people out there.
Well, yeah, and I think I've been to a number of conferences as they've grown, and you're right. And you can use the skiing analogy too. There's the bunny trail and the black diamond and the blue, blue in between. There's always different ways that you can structure the track so that. And I was trying to figure that out actually when I was on the site with the courses, because they're all color coded, and I was trying to figure out what the color codes meant, and I was trying to see, was green like beginner, and it had nothing to do with it.
No, so it's like networking or service mesh or use cases or something.
But there's got to be another combination as it evolves, right? So it's grown from what I've seen, so fast, so quick that the organizers and folks like yourself that do the presenting, you'll get that many more people, I guess, because they feel comfortable. I'm not saying I'm not comfortable here, but it's definitely felt way out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, and the experience could be better, I think, and I think I'd probably agree. And in the conversation we had on Twitter as well, so we said, well, people are saying, well, the day zero events are there to help, and they can help, but on their own, they're not enough, right? And then people are saying, well, there's video courses and things that you can take.
Somebody mentioned, where's the hands-on labs? Because the tech community is so used to having hands-on labs that you can go to and just learn stuff, even on your own. So and you guys did that, which was great, because you have your platform, and that was really unique to learn part of it without having to go build it.
And it was cool, but it's not enough if we're being fair, right? So, look, Kubernetes is maturing, KubeCon as an event is maturing, starting to bring in different people, not having a pop at the people that organize KubeCon at all here, because, we're all learning at the end of the day. The conference itself is growing, and everybody that organizes it does a great job and what have you. Just hoping that as we go forward, that maybe like having a noob track or something like that, where we cover like loads of different topics, but we aim it at people that are just starting out and that are coming here to network and to learn. Because, I've been doing Kubernetes myself for quite a while, and I'll come along and I'll want to go to some of like the maintainer sessions and stuff like that to get the deep stuff. But we are going to have like loads of people coming in the future that are like sysadmins and virtualization backgrounds and stuff, and wanting to get started and to leverage the conference as an education experience. And I don't think that we quite tackle that right now.
Yeah, the stories from the people using it are great, but if you're not at that level to understand the use case, and I could flip the script. I've been like you. I've been presenting for a long time, and I've missed the mark on a presentation. Where I've looked out in the audience and figured out like, this just either missed.
They're on their phones or they're walking out.
Right, and you adjust, right? So and I wanted to make that clear. I think it was a pretty long thread this morning, but it wasn't a dig, it wasn't a hit. It was more.
No.
Most of the people in the community, in the vExpert virtualization community that know me know I'm just a straight shooter, right? And if people don't mention it, then there could be somebody else walking around that's just as lost as I was.
There have been so many people. Like I've spoken to loads of people, and look, what I'm getting with people is that a lot of people, it's their first KubeCon, and I'm like, are you enjoying it? And it is either I'm loving it. Well, actually, I was going to say it's two things. It's either I'm loving it, I'm overwhelmed, it's huge, and there's the others that like I'm just a little bit lost, and it's frustrating that they're not getting as much out of it as they can. Now we're just brainstorming, right? And in no way are we saying like we know anything better than anybody who's an organizer. But so we would say day zero events where you can learn stuff, yeah? You talked.
Sorry, not to interrupt, but in the past, like other conferences, that day zero is the boot camp day, right?
Exactly.
It's kind of considered, okay, come in, get a crash course, but then day one, it's almost to feed somebody from the fire hose on day zero during boot camp, but then give them that long-term track where they can digest all of that stuff and maybe put it to practical use and start to actually do the hands-on labs.
Boot camp, well, that was the next thing. Hands-on labs would be super useful, and a noob track. And we think it would be, Look, we're guessing, right? But we think it might be a better event for a lot of people if we had those 3 things.
It's a good start, I think.
Yeah, all right. Let's see if we can make some of that stuff happen for next time then. So thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel and we'll see you next week.